Welcome to Meet the HR Show with me, Laurenelle. Today we have Collins SHIKOLI, who is a rugby player as well as a PR executive. Let's learn more from him. Karibu sana to the show.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm fine.
It's been very many years.
Such a long time.
How have you been?
Been okay.
Rugby?
We're doing what's supposed to be done.
Yeah. For how long have you been doing rugby?
I started playing rugby in class 7.
Class 7?
Yeah.
Till
That's close to 10 or more.
10 or more years.
Yeah.
What drove you to playing rugby?
When I was a young boy, I used to look up to several Kenyan players. One of them being Collins SHIKOLI. Yeah, so I really wanted to be where he was at that time. Yeah, so that really drove me to getting into rugby.
Okay.
Yeah.
You started in class 7, then built it over time.
Yes, of course.
From beginning your rugby career, did it begin hapo class 7 or did it have to start at a later point of your career?
Of course, at class 7 I was just playing for the sake.
For just enjoying?
Yeah. Then when I joined high school, I started seeing the progress. Then I think the first ever biggest tournament I ever played was Safari Sevens. It was the Western Select team. Yeah, it was at Kasarani.
Kasarani.
Yeah.
What drove you to rugby?
Rugby. I myself, I'm an adrenaline charged person. So I love the energy. Yeah.
So what position do you play? Number 1, number 2, ama huku hakuna hizo number 1, number 2?
I'm a winger. I'm a winger. In 15s I'm a winger and a center. In 7s I'm a prop and a center.
When you mention the 15s and the 7s,
Yeah.
you lose it. Could you at least differentiate both the 15s and the 7s?
15s, definitely it's 15 players aside. Yeah. And 7s is 7 players aside.
So in the pitch, 15s has 15 rugby players.
Yeah.
Then for 7s, 7
players.
rugby player.
Yeah.
How did you land into the position you play right now?
I realized I have speed when I started playing. So my coach wanted to use the speed maybe for that position. So that's how I found myself in that position. Yeah.
And so far, could you change to another position or it's just that one because of the speed?
When I was getting into the game,
Yes.
I was light and fast. So even for 7s I played, I used to play at the wing. But now, as time moved on, I added on some weight, built some muscle, got a bit heavier. So I had to change the position now from the winger to the center and prop. Yeah.
Which was really nice.
Yeah, I'm actually enjoying.
After Form 4, from the previous tournaments you went through, did you decide you were going to carry it on as a career, as a passion? At what point?
After my first call up for the national duty.
So they poached you from high school, or how did the recruitment process happen?
When we were playing Safari Sevens, I think that was in 2014.
Yes.
I got selected by my coach Simon and Paul Murunga, who are my coaches at Homeboys. So I joined Homeboys, and then later joined under 19 under the same coach Paul Murunga. Yeah. Then the transition went on. My first call up for the senior team, that's 7s, was as well under Paul Murunga and Benjamin Aimba. Rest in peace.
So you were able to work with him.
Yeah.
How was the experience?
He was an amazing coach.
An amazing one. That's really nice. Okay. During the growth of your career, parents think that rugby could be a very rough sport when they come to watch. How did you convince your parents that you had a passion in rugby?
At first it was tough I used to go back home with dents and all, which is part of the game.
Yes.
So now I think it got to a point they just had to let me chase my passion, and that's after my first call up in the national team. So they saw it was at least paying off, so they let me do it. But it was really tough to convince my mom. Yeah.
The national team and homeboys, do you play for both or you just play for one?
Of course, the national team selects players from clubs.
Okay.
Yeah, so you'll only be seen out there, or rather be selected if you're playing for your club. Yeah, so I was selected from my club. Yeah, then headed to the national team.
Nice. In rugby,
Yeah.
there are a lot of challenges, like you said, the dance and everything. Apart from that, what other challenge do we have?
Of course, career-wise, I'd say we lack high performance centers. Yeah, I think that's something that if as a country we had such a facility, we would be on another level.
Okay.
Yeah, if I compare a country like South Africa, they are where they are right now because their level of training,
Okay.
the training they do. Yeah, but with the little facilities we have
Yes.
here as well, I think we are doing good. Yeah, we are
Okay.
getting somewhere.
All right. Can we say that rugby is a sport that one can rely on as a career, or you have to merge it with other career?
No, rugby pays.
Rugby does.
Rugby pays. Talent pays. Not even rugby. Talent pays. Yeah, talent pays.
Is there someone who you look up to in this industry?
Here in Kenya, I have several icons, I'd say. As I said earlier, Koli Sinjera,
Yes.
I look up to him. I think he has excelled in his career. Humphrey Kayange as well. He has really excelled now, and I would love to follow the same path.
Yes.
Players like William Baka, Oscar Yodi, Oscar Uma, they're players I look up to because I think they have explored the rugby career. They've played both internationally, pro, and locally. They're still excelling.
For someone who's watching outside there and they feel you've mentioned talent really pays a lot, and they sort of haven't gotten their niche in deciding whether they want to do this as a career or as just a by the way, what would you tell them?
It's always good to follow your passion. Yeah. So wajite mkutano.
Wajite tu mkutano.
Decide what their passion is, then they follow their passion and they put in all the effort.
Yeah. During your part time, what do you do?
My part time, I studied communication in school,
Yes.
but majored in public relations.
Okay. So you do that as a full time, then rugby as a part time, or how does it go?
Both of them are full time.
Both of them are full time. Balancing both of them.
It's tough to balance.
Yes.
It's really tough. But if you know your goal, your end goal, I think it's easy to chase both of them.
Does it have a lot of pressure that people are afraid of? Wanasema mimi hii kazi pressure. In career wise, in terms of games, does it have pressure?
Yeah, there's pressure all over. Of course, there are fitness targets you have to achieve. The strength and condition coach anataka fitness nini zake, fitness targets zake. In the field also, the field coach also wants you to attain your targets because he definitely knows your capabilities. So it's fair pressure. Yeah.
When you entered into the game, I'm sure you heard of different misconceptions. Can you mention some of those misconceptions you had of?
About rugby,
Yeah.
people believe that there's a lot of hooliganism in rugby.
Yes.
But one thing they've not, one side they've not met is most rugby players are, you've not met their gentle side.
Yes.
Yeah, you see their rough side in the field, but you'd be surprised to see the other side when you meet them in person.
And does a person have to be that huge for rugby?
For rugby, no. It depends on the position you're playing. Yeah, rugby has evolved. Nowadays, rugby is played more with the brain than the body. Yeah. So the smarter the players are, the more championships and games they win.
Oh, why rugby?
It's a gentleman's sport.
It's a gentleman's sport.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
We at some in the field,
Yes.
we can get a bit overboard, rough, hard tackles, and all. But now off the field, you'll not meet the same person.
Okay. Which game did you ever play and it kept you off the pitch for a while?
Off the pitch for a while.
Yes.
I think it was Homeboys versus Cabras. I sprained my ankle. Yeah, so I was out for like 6 weeks. Yeah.
So that was it. During that time, no practice, no nothing.
Yeah, no practice, but of course you have to do the physiotherapy sessions and all.
The passion that drove you, are you mentoring other people?
Of course, yes. Yeah, I'd really love to see. I have younger players, of course, looking up to me, and I'd really love to see them grow under my wings.
Yes.
Yeah, so that siku moja wanasema Shikoli did this, helped me in this way and that way.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here. That's the same way. That's the same way I was looking up to Akina Collins and Humphrey, and I got a chance to play with them, and they taught me one or two things. Yeah.
You started at a young age with your career at such a young age. What would you advise someone who wants to join such a field?
Advice maybe parents, if their kids have some interest in a sport or maybe rugby, it's at the tender age is when they learn the light skills, which really help in later in the game. Yeah, so it's best when they start practicing the game early enough at a tender age with the age grade rugby as they build. They get to learn very soft skills that might be tough for a mature person to learn.
Yeah. What's your greatest motivation towards this game?
My greatest motivation? Of course, getting to play this game, you get to network, you get to meet people, and in the process, you get to touch a life as well. Yeah. So as much as I'm trying to build my career and all, I'm also. It's really amazing when you get to meet people and just touch a life out there in one or two ways.
Okay. Are you thinking of going for rugby as full-time, or still right now will balance both?
Given opportunity, I can do it.
You can. Driving force?
Of course, the money.
The money. And also the fact that you can touch a life.
Yeah.
Ah, nice. What's the process of one getting into a rugby club?
You train. You spot the club you're interested in.
Yes.
You join them. You work hard. You secure your number. Yeah.
How long does it take you to be that good?
If you work hard towards something, you'll achieve it. So there's no specific time.
There's no specific time. So long as you're driven by passion.
Yeah. and you're doing
Okay.
everything right.
And most of the time, these games bring scholarships and they bring good things with it.
Yeah.
What has it brought upon your career?
A lot. Of course, Homeboys has paid my school fees at the campus at some point. Nimepata chance ya kuinteract na watu wengi.
Yes.
I've had a chance to meet the president and shake his hand, and maybe share a meal.
And also this.
And also this. Yeah, so there's a lot rugby imeleta. Yeah.
Discipline is very paramount in all industries.
Yeah.
For rugby?
I think if there's one sport I know that you cannot play without discipline, is rugby. Yeah. However big you are, however good you are, if you're not disciplined, I think that's the end of you. Because for sevens, if you commit an offense, then you get sent out by the referee. That means you guys are 7 players now, 6 players on the field against 7 players. That can really cost your team. So discipline is very important.
So what has been your toughest game that you've played?
Toughest game?
Yes.
I think I'd say the most recent. We met Morans in the semis, and you know Morans is more like we're just the same team, so the structures and the plays are the same. I think that was one hell of a game. Then on the same day, we played Germany in the finals. My lungs were frying. Yeah, so that was a very tough match. I can remember so far.
We have an award here.
Yeah.
Could you tell us about this award?
These are the latest award I think Kenya imeshinda sahi. Yeah, Safari Sevens. The one hii imekuwa Nyayo Stadium. Yeah, we managed to beat Germany and ended up as the winners. Yeah.
What does it mean in your career?
It's been a while tangu nicheze rugby, so ni vile nimerudi, and this is the first for the first tournament nimecheza nimepata award. I think the channel is tunaendelea vizuri.
So you're back to the game officially, or?
Yeah, back to the game officially.
Explaining to your boss you need to go for training. How do you do that?
My boss loves rugby, so he knows what's going on. So it's of course it's a challenge, but as long as you deliver on his side, he doesn't have an issue.
Okay. So you need to have support from almost everyone for you.
Yeah, support is, I think, the moment upon support from all corners.
Yes.
I think it gets easy for you to even perform in the field as well.
Okay, that has been Meet the HR show with me, Lornell, and today we had Collins SHIKOLI. Till next time, bye-bye.